I don't see any loss in going. No reason not to. You know, they'll always complain, oh, we should have gone. So we're going to definitely, I'd like to just tell you, let's go. We'll go.
And Mr.
We're going to tell
President-
them what we're going to do, and I think they're going to probably like it, except for the radical left lunatics.
What is going on, my beautiful people? We have made it to another weekly roundup already, which means Donald Trump has now been in office for only 40 weeks. He's got 168 weeks left to go. And of course, if you are counting down those days, it is 1,176 days until the memory patient himself is supposed to leave the White House. Now, the weekly roundup is the part in the week where we gather up a whole bunch of different clips that don't necessarily touch on any particular topic, but it kind of gives us a way to catch up on anything we may have missed. And of course, we normally get to have a laugh or two as well. And I think we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it this week, guys, because to tell you the truth, I am exhausted. We are getting this close to moving out of state, and it has been a lot of work over the past few weeks. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into our first clip, where you've got Donald Trump coming out and saying that maybe we don't need to declare war to start killing people. If you guys do appreciate my work and want to support the show, please do remember to subscribe.
Why not just ask for a declaration of war?
Well, I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Okay? We're going to kill them. You know, they're going to be like dead. Okay?
Yeah, guys, we're just gonna start killing people. You know, they're gonna be like dead. Okay? I mean, this is some authoritarian bullshit that should be tolerated by no American. This is what petty tyrants do in other countries, where they think that they can somehow get a handle on their drug problem by starting to kill everybody. This is not how things are supposed to work in the United States, guys. We have a Congress for a reason, because we want the American people's buy-in if we are going to so-called go to war with other people. And to have Donald Trump come out and say, we're just going to bypass Congress altogether, I'm going to be able to point at boats anywhere I want to, and we're just going to blow them out of the water. That is not okay. We should not be summarily executing people just because Donald Trump says so. These people deserve due process. If they think that these are somehow drug boats, then shoot the motors, stop the boats, impound the boats, question the people on board, and go from there. I mean, this is just absolutely insane that America has become the villain. Let's go to move on to our next clip, where this is actually a little bit heartening to see, because Donald Trump, as you guys know, was traveling in Asia over this past week, and we saw protests popping up all over, which is a good sign.
특히 다음 주에
Especially with the APEC summit coming up next week, President Trump visiting, and important meetings like the South Korea-U.S. summit or a potential North Korea-U.S. summit on the agenda,
여러 굵직한 사안들을 앞두고 있다고.
I came out here today to strongly convey the anger of South Korean citizens from the very start.
Now, I absolutely love this, guys. I love that countries all across the globe are coming out to protest Donald Trump and his fascist administration, because people all around the globe can realize that the United States is undergoing an authoritarian takeover, the likes of which we have never seen before. And I love that people are standing up and calling this shit out for what it is. Now, does it have a whole lot of effect here in the United States? Probably not, but at least there is something to be said about having people recognize what is going on here. And this could actually move people over time, you know, people who might be on the fence about whether or not they want to believe that America is undergoing this type of takeover. If they see people all across the globe standing up in the face of what Donald Trump is doing, we never know, guys. It could change hearts and minds. And I think that any protest movement against this administration is ultimately a good thing. And we're just going to have to see how it plays out. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our next clip, because we need to start having a conversation. Here is Sean Duffy bragging that he is just going to be taking money away from California.
I'm about to pull $160 million from California. And as we pull more money, we also have the option of pulling California's ability to issue commercial driver's licenses. Gavin Newsom cares more about illegals getting commercial driver's licenses than he does the citizens of his own state and the safety of Americans.
I am just sick of these people. To think that we have a federal government that is going around to blue cities and blue states that they don't like, and they are taking money away from them because they don't necessarily agree with what's going on the ground, it is an absolute shame. And the crazy part about this whole topic, it is that the blue cities and blue states are the economic powerhouses of this country. Why would California continue to pay their federal taxes if they are not going to get their federal taxes in return? Why would California continue to pay their federal taxes if that money is just going to be used to invade their state? So I think we need to start having a conversation about what can be done on the tax level to make sure that these people are playing nice. It is absolutely insane to me, because if you took the blue areas away from this country, the red states, the red cities, there isn't really red cities, but the red areas in this country would absolutely fall apart because they are more dependent on blue state dollars than any other cohort. So I am open to the conversation about whether or not these blue cities and these blue states should be having conversations, looking at ways to sue or talking to lawyers, whatever it may be. Why would we continue to pay taxes if that money is just going to turn around and be spent on invading our spaces? That doesn't make any sense to me. And these people, the Trump administration thinks that they can control every single facet, every single dollar that is going out, but they wouldn't have that money to spend if it weren't for these blue cities and these blue states. So I want to know what you guys think. I know this is a very drastic measure, but it's something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. Why the hell would we continue to pay our taxes from these blue areas if those dollars are just going to be used and weaponized against us? It doesn't make any sense to me. Let's move on to Laura Ingraham, where she's just casually joking about re-erecting Confederate statues.
I think if he really wants to get them completely, just losing their minds, he should have a whole statuary garden and bring back Robert E. Lee to the statuary garden, right? They would really put them to, not in an early grave. We want everyone to be healthy and happy, but.
Nice catch there, Laura. I mean, she is just a terrible, terrible human. Just casually joking that we are going to put statues of Robert E. Lee back in, where'd she say, the statuary garden, wherever the fuck she's talking about. This is absurd. And it is a common thread through the MAGA movement, right? They would be more willing to let their own constituents have a rough go of it, have dollars pulled away from them, some of them may starve, as long as they're owning the libs. They would much prefer to own the libs rather than work in a cooperative manner to make sure that everybody was taken care of. That is what this is about. Laura Ingraham coming out and, let's get Robert E. Lee back up there. I mean, it's just insane. It is just insane. Robert E. Lee was a insurrectionist against the federal government. He was an anti-American soldier, a Confederate soldier that fought against the federal government. And these are the people that we want to pay homage to? I mean, how many people died in the Civil Wars? Between 600, 700,000 people? And we want to pay homage to that? I mean, give me a fucking break, dude. I cannot stand these people. It's all about owning the libs. They want to be getting one over on us every day. They think it's funny to rub this racist bullshit in everybody's face. And I'm just getting so sick and tired of it. I just don't know what else to say here, guys. Let's move on to this clip where we've got a guy named, is it Sean Foich or something like that, talking about how there is going to be government-sponsored Christian revivals.
We were talking about the America 250 events, which this is crazy stuff. We are planning and plotting to do revival meetings sponsored by the U.S. government all across the nation.
The crazy part about that is that this is even a conversation that is being had. Now, I don't know if this guy is telling the truth, but I wouldn't put it past him. I mean, Project 2025 itself, right, was basically a Christian nationalist document. We are currently undergoing the authoritarian takeover, the likes of which this country has never seen before, which is a constant topic on this channel. And this is very much rooted in Christian nationalism. So to think that we are going to have government-sponsored Christian revivals all around the country on the country's 250th birthday, I mean, that just flies in the face of the values of this country. It flies in the face of having a separation between church and state. Because we are supposed to be a multicultural democracy where you believing in one faith or one religion doesn't bar you from being an American citizen, an American. It is something we got to keep an eye on, guys, because this stuff is cropping up all over the country. We've got Turning Point that is trying to get into like every single high school down in Oklahoma. I mean, this is just anti-constitutional all the way around. And now we've got a Supreme Court that is more than happy to go along with this Christian bullshit. It's quite concerning, guys. This is also concerning and very anti-constitutional. Here's Tommy Tuberville saying that, well, maybe Donald Trump can go around the Constitution.
If you read the Constitution, it says he's not, but if he says he has some different circumstances that might be able to go around the Constitution, but that's up to him. We got a long way to go.
You know, we really have to take this seriously, guys. I mean, Donald Trump has already showed us who he is. He already showed us that he is willing to do about whatever necessary to stay in power. He riled up a mob of his supporters and sent them down to the Capitol to stop a free and fair election. And they were successful, by the way. They did delay that vote. And now they are just out in the open talking about how Donald Trump will serve a third term. You even had Steve Bannon come out and say that, well, Donald Trump will serve a third term, and you guys just need to get used to it. Even though that would be completely against, I think it is the 22nd Amendment, saying that no president is allowed to serve more than 2 terms. I mean, we've got to take this seriously, guys. And to hear people like Tommy Tuberville, these so-called constitutionalists, these so-called hardcore conservatives who believe in the Constitution and the values this country is founded on, coming out and saying, well, I wouldn't put it past Donald Trump there, guys. You know, he's Donald Trump. You can't count him out, guys. Maybe he can just go around the Constitution, okay? I mean, these people are fucking pathetic. Fucking pathetic. I think if Donald Trump tries for a third term, I'm crossing my fingers that is going to be a line too far for most Americans. But the other thing we really have to think about, guys, is by the time Donald Trump wants to run for a third term, he's going to be what? 82? 83? He's already in a severe state of cognitive decline. And so I guess we've got that going for us, right? Let's go to move on to this clip. And the reason I point this clip out, guys, is because I think Mike Johnson might be melting down a little bit. See if you can catch it in this clip. He seems a bit worked up to me.
The American people. They had a rally a couple weeks ago. They tried to portray President Trump as a king. And we pointed out, again, the obvious truth. If the president was a king, then the government would be open. He's been trying to do that. And low-income families would be getting the food assistance that they need by Saturday.
So did you guys catch it? I think Mike Johnson is getting annoyed. I think he's getting it from all angles at this point. New reporting shows that Donald Trump is making fun of him. Other Republicans are making fun of him. You've got everybody on the left who is looking at Mikey Boy here saying that this guy is supposed to be a Christian and he's got the government shut down. You've got SNAP benefits that aren't going to be paid. He's somehow trying to blame it on the Democrats, even though they control all three branches of government, right? I mean, Mike Johnson is in a tough spot, I would say. If he was a more principled individual, we could probably work ourselves through this, but that's not who Mike Johnson is. Mike Johnson has thrown all his principles out the window. He's thrown all his Christian values out the window, and he's letting Daddy Trump walk right over the top of him. And I think it is getting to him because he's doing these press conferences each morning now, and I just feel like he's going to blow a gasket. That's how it feels to me. And to try to blame this government shutdown again on the Democrats, it just doesn't make any sense. He's trying to blame everything that goes wrong on the Democrats while saying we control all branches of government right now and that we're getting so much shit done. It makes absolutely no sense. And this cognitive dissonance that Mike Johnson is obviously experiencing, I think it's going to get to him. I think it's getting to him. And for the last clip of the day, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at Ruben Gallego. Here's a Democrat that I would consider probably a moderate Democrat. But listen to what he says about what this government shutdown is really about.
We can negotiate right now. By the way, how can I negotiate? The president's in Asia for 5 days. Johnson's basically keeping his the House of Representatives out till January to stop, and protect pedophiles. So who am I negotiating with right now? The person I'm talking to right now is everyday Americans who are worried that they're going to have their insurance rates doubled overnight because Republicans refuse to act. So they're screwing up on tariffs, they're raising inflation, and now they're going to go ahead and raise your premiums.
The Republicans are refusing to be blackmailed and held hostage into what Democrats want. Mike Johnson doesn't need to do anything.
But Democrats, that's what I want is 24 million Americans. I want 24 million Americans to have inflation. No.
Okay,
24 million Americans want their insurance. Want healthy and affordable insurance.
I appreciate it.
You too. Have a good one.
Okay.
Have me back.
Now, I absolutely love this for a couple different reasons here. It's about time that we have Democrats that are actually going to stand up and throw this shit back in their face. For Joe Kernan to come out here and say that the Democrats are somehow trying to blackmail the Republicans and that Republicans have no responsibility to get this government back open. I mean, it is just a load of shit. Why didn't these types of government shutdowns happen under the Biden administration? The Democrats didn't control all branches of government the whole time Biden was president. They required Republican votes to get their funding bills across the finish line. And what happened? You had Democrats working in good faith with Republicans to get the funding bills across the finish line. That is not what these Republicans are doing. Trying to say that it's blackmail is just one of the most absurd things that you can say. Democrats are fighting to make sure that the Affordable Care Act subsidies are reevaluated. Because you've got 24 million plus Americans who are going to see their healthcare premiums skyrocket by hundreds of percent in some cases, and Democrats are trying to prevent that. What is wrong with that? And I like how Ruben Gallego is calling out here that these Republicans don't care about the Affordable Care Act subsidies. I mean, they are starting to get a bit more pressure from their constituents. And they don't care that these SNAP benefits are going away, that we are going to be creating a hunger crisis that hasn't been felt probably since the Great Depression. That is what this Republican Party is currently doing because the Trump administration refuses to spend money for SNAP benefits, money that is required by law to be used in scenarios like this. This is a Trump administration decision. They are choosing to let food insecurity spike in this country. Over 40 million families are going to be affected by this. And you've got Ruben Gallego coming out and saying what this is actually about. This is the government that is protecting pedophiles. That is what is going on here. Republicans do not want to release the Epstein files. And we can look at all of their actions over the past number of months here, and we can see, or at least over the past month of this government shutdown, and we can see that that is likely to be true. We've got an Arizona congresswoman who hasn't even been sworn in yet because Mike Johnson refuses to swear her in because she would be the deciding vote on whether the Epstein files get released or not. Now you've got 40 million Americans going to become food insecure because SNAP benefits are going to go away. You've got 20 plus million Americans who are going to have their health insurance premiums skyrocket by hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And this Republican Party is nowhere to be found. Because why? Because they are trying to protect Donald Trump. They are trying to protect anybody that was involved with these Epstein files. So good on Ruben Gallego for coming out, telling it like it is, cutting Joe Kernan off in the way he did, which I think is absolutely necessary, especially when you've got such a MAGA dick suck like Kernan coming out trying to say that Democrats are trying to blackmail people. I mean, I'm just so sick of these MAGA hosts. I'm just so sick of the conservative and the MAGA framing around every single one of these issues when they can't ever give a fair shake to what Democrats are actually trying to do, which is save healthcare subsidies for millions of Americans. So, well done, Ruben Gallego. I want to see more of this from more Democrats. Obviously, Gavin Newsom has been coming out here doing that. We've got J.B. Pritzker who's coming out and saying the right things, doing the right things, establishing commissions in Illinois to track these unlawful actions by ICE agents. We need more fighters. We need a true opposition party that is going to stick it to this MAGA movement, this extremist movement. So, those are the clips that I had for you guys this weekend. Like I said, I am running on fumes at this point. I am getting ready to move down south or further south than where I currently am. And I think we're less than 2 weeks out from the move. So like I said, I am extremely exhausted. It's been a busy couple of months to say the least, but I'm glad I was able to jump on and make another weekly roundup happen. Donald Trump has been over in Asia as I got a video coming out next week. It's Donald Trump's dementia tour. That's going to be a great video. It's just all one embarrassing spectacle, guys. But we're making it through. We're making it through. The midterms are right around the corner. We need to put in the work today to make sure that we are taking back that house. Yes, it's going to be an uphill battle, but I think we can do it, guys. So I think I'll leave it there for now, guys. Oh, one other thing, guys. I have to mention. Unfuck America tour. I've mentioned it time and time and time again, but we are going to be traveling all across the country to not only talk to young voters, but we are going to be working to get out the vote as well. We're going to be working to register new voters as well before the 2026 midterms. We also have a huge event down in Phoenix in December, on December 20th. If you hit that link in my bio below, not only can you sign up to volunteer, you can sign up to buy tickets to that event down in Phoenix, and you can also sign up to donate, which is a huge, huge deal for a small organization like us. We are bringing a whole bunch of creators out to these different tourist stops, and so it does take funds to be able to do that. If you hit the link in my bio below, using that link, that'll help me get to the tour stop down in Phoenix in December, and I would greatly appreciate all the support, whether you got $5, whether you got $10, whether you got $50. Every little bit counts, guys, and it has got to be a team effort when we are fighting back against this authoritarian regime. So I will leave it there for now, guys. If you guys got anything out of this video, please do remember to smash that like button to spread this video around the internet. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, guys, if you guys want to help me, if you guys want to go a step above and beyond that, you can actually help me produce these videos by becoming a member right here on YouTube for as little as $3 a month, or you can head over to politiscape.substack.com where you can have my content delivered directly to your inbox every single day without the doom scrolling, without the algorithms. And the cool part about Substack, guys, is I own the data over there. So till the next one, everybody keep your head up. We're going to make it through this shit together, and I'll see you guys next week.